Hi everyone. I'd like to introduce you to Jo Spence. We've got Jo here today. Jo is a volunteer and community partnerships consultant. And hi Jo, welcome.
Hello, everyone.
And Kathy and I have been really fortunate. We've worked with Jo in the past, and we worked with Jo when she led one of the biggest volunteer teams in public health, which was really exciting. But today we've got you here to chat about a webinar that we've got happening on Thursday, the 16th of November, which is all about re-engaging volunteers and developing sustainable community partnerships. And we know how important our volunteers are for our clients to keep them connected to the community. And I guess what we've heard from a lot of the services that we've worked with is that it's been really hard for the care sector to re-engage volunteers after COVID. So Jo, what's your experience with that?
Yeah, thanks, Kate. And I think, look, this webinar will be for anyone who's working in the care sector, who's looking to re-engage their volunteers or give it a bit of a kickstart after the COVID time, where our community's been really disengaged and a little bit hesitant about coming back into the care and the health settings as well, to volunteer. So if it's an organisation that you're looking to enhance the partnerships that you may have, but look and reinvigorate those, particularly after COVID. The webinar will sort of be talking to about those sorts of things. But I see at the moment the organisations that do engage volunteers in the care sector, they're really wanting to try and get the volunteers back in to assist with filling those gaps that have been created from that disengagement of just having people from our community in our care settings and different voices, different stories, different experiences that are in and around all of our clients, and even supporting our staff. So we all know how important it is to have different people and volunteers coming in, different faces that will change often the mood of the day, both with our residents or our clients and also with our staff. And the other thing that I've been sort of looking at, and I've had some experience at since COVID, is that as people who are looking to engage people from the community, we actually need to be a bit brave now, because we can all sort of sit back and behind the whole COVID experience that we've had. But I think it's time now to be brave, go back out there, be brave about what we're offering to the community to come as a volunteer, and don't underestimate how volunteers, when they're coming back into a health or a care setting, the safety that they'll be looking for. And I'm not just talking about wearing a mask or having a rat test. I'm actually talking about them feeling safe and that they can trust you as an organisation to support them when they do come back into our settings.
So Jo, we know that you're amazing, and we've learned, Kathy and I have learned so much from you, working with you, and just your practical approach. But what can our participants for our online webinar expect to get from the session?
Yeah, well, I'm really looking forward to sharing some of those, the tried and true strategies that I've used sort of over my career, and also some of the things that we might fall into about when we're creating a volunteer program, and just challenging those a little bit. There'll be lots of examples, and certainly I encourage anyone who's going to be attending to bring along some queries or some, tough little things that you're thinking that you might like to be able to introduce or you need support with. I'd love to be able to have some open discussion about that. And we'll also talk about those 101 things of volunteer management that we all need to be, ensuring that they're in our programs. Things like, position descriptions, training, that one-on-one approach, support that staff might need when volunteers are coming into their workplace. Often we don't think that, how hard is it for staff to be able to work alongside volunteers? They're just people. But often I hear it a lot. What do I do with the volunteer? What do I say to them? What should I be doing when they come for their first shift? So we can talk about those sorts of things that may seem quite basic, but often they're the last thing that we think about. And also a thing that I have really started in the last few years to see that as volunteering program leaders, we need to have a point of difference. So if you can think about looking around the other areas or the other organisations who might be engaging volunteers in your area or even in your sector, and have a look at what's your point of difference. So what is it that you offer to the volunteers who are coming into your organisation that is different to everybody else? And, you know, some of those might just be the fact that you have a one-on-one debrief after their first shift. That might be your point of difference. And so to grab hold of that and to promote that within your area that you're trying to recruit to. And so from there, we'll also look at building your partnerships as well. So it's not just about volunteering.
Yeah, and that's so important, you know, community partnerships, community connections. We know that that's so important across all care sectors, but in particular with aged care and, you know, the new standards that will potentially be rolled out next year as well. So we're so excited to have you for our online webinar. It's a 90-minute session on Thursday, the 16th of November. If you want details, we've got the registration link in the post. So jump on and register. And, you know, like Jo said, bring your examples. You're lucky enough to have a bit of a small group session with Jo, pick her brain, and you know, help reinvigorate your volunteer team and your community partnerships.
Great, looking forward to it.
Yeah, so are we. Thanks, Jo, and
Thanks.
we'll see you there on the 16th of November, everyone.